Okay, welcome back. So we're going to continue the color exercise. In the last video, we did the first color study from Nathan Fowkes, and then we're going to continue with a second study of Nathan here in this video. Okay, so in the last video, we did one of Nathan's pieces from Rio. It was a dominantly cool blue-green piece set in the jungle. This one is a dominantly warm piece. So this is a piece of art from Puss in Boots. So Nathan was a concept artist, location designer, color stylist on Puss in Boots. This is one of his wonderful pieces. So again, the first thing you want to note is what's the general color, the dominant color theme. This is clearly warm, dominant, clearly yellow and orange, with blue acting as accents. So this is a warm, dominant piece with blue, with cool accents. It's basically the inverse of the previous piece, the Rio piece. And again, we want to look for gradations. So the obvious gradations are, one, the sky. The sky gradates from this white puffy cloud, light orange, light yellow puffy cloud, to a dark brown orange, almost a cool gray right here near blue. Other gradation, the buildings gradate from warm yellow, light color valued yellow, gradates to the right side of the buildings, which is more intense, saturated. Look how intense and orange and saturated that is. Even within the shadows, you have subtle gradations. Here, the shadow goes from pinky gray to greeny gray, where the vines, back to blue gray on this side of the wall, the wall and shadow, over here to this greeny misty on the ground. So beautiful gradation and shifts there, right? So again, it's really not about the individual colors, because if you just try to match the individual colors, you'll go insane. It's impossible, and you'll go insane because there's millions, literally millions of color combinations happening here. But what is consistent are the gradations, the way the color shifts and transitions and travels. And I believe, knowing Nathan personally and studying with him, I believe that was his method. These are beautiful gradations and temperature shifts that are happening with accents on top. So let's break this down even further. It'll make sense when we break it down. All right, so let's try to do another study from Mr. Fowkes here. Arguably the best color stylist in Los Angeles. That's just my opinion. If there's anyone who disputes that claim, I'd like to hear who else is good. There's many great color artists and painters in Los Angeles, but Nathan, I'm a huge fan of Nathan. He influenced me tremendously. So first step, we want to match the aspect ratio and match the drawing. This drawing is relatively simple, just blocks. And again, I do not want to mess with perspective. I don't want to mess with vanishing points and all that stuff. I just really want to get the color notes. So to do that, I first need to match the general design of the piece, because remember, the design affected the color choices that Nathan made, like the location of the shadow. So I'm just really trying to draw the shapes. Draw the shape. That's all I'm trying to do. Draw the major shapes that I see. Try to match the design, the shadow shapes. The second thing I want to try to match. And then finally match the color notes, which we'll do. So I'm trying to do my best here not to... I feel like my aspect ratio is too narrow. I need to... Yes, it is. It's too short. I need to... My aspect ratio, my frame needs to be taller. And just like the last video, we don't want to spend too much time on these. We don't want to get too much detail. You want to work relatively quickly, so anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. And you want to work relatively small, so anywhere from 2 to 4 inches if you're working traditionally. Here I'm using the computer, obviously, to make this video, but I would normally do these traditionally thumbnail size in my watercolor sketchbook. And this big swatch of shadow happening there. All right. So that's really pretty much it in terms of the drawing. Now I can try to match the color. I'm actually going to, I know I said this was a blue dominant field. Well, actually, let me do that. I'm just going to drop in a yellow. I just need to kill this white. And I'm going to try to drop in a yellow that's close. The yellow I see up there. That's pretty close, relatively. Now I'm going to brush in the white. Let's see. The blue. So that blue, I'm going to work back to front. So because I normally do these traditional, I'm going to work back to front as if I'm going to treat, even though it's a digital study, I'm going to treat it like a traditional, working back to front. Okay, so that's the wrong blue. It's definitely more blue-green, definitely darker. It's a nice blue-green there. It does transition into a little bit of that, a lighter blue or green, actually, a lighter blue-green. Okay. There's a touch of purple too. I'm gonna note that real quick. It's a light purple. Just gonna note it. Boom, there it is. Okay, so that's back to front. Next, that's the sky. Next, the clouds. So we're gonna work on the clouds next. Okay, I've tried to match that color here. Let's see if I can do a better job. I'm gonna pick this and make it slightly greener. Let's see how this looks. Might be too green, actually. And we're gonna go from a warmer yellow. That's the wrong yellow. It's definitely the wrong yellow. That's closer. Could be brighter. There you go. It's closer. Could be brighter as well. Trying to match this little patch of yellow I see here. Yellow orange. And this is more yellow orange here. And again, if you look at the clouds, it look like it could be a big range of colors, but again, it's more about smart gradations. It's more about intelligent use of gradations than infinite range of colors. It's the intelligent use of gradations that give you the illusion that you're using more colors than you really are. You can get a lot of mileage out of a limited palette if you use gradations. Okay, yellow is closer. I should probably use a green brush. So now I'm going to get that patch of dark. It's happening back there. So that's really like a purple gray. It's happening. Looks like that. It's basically a cool down with red, slight red in it actually. Cool down even more. So remember, the only way to truly get a cool, quote unquote, cool orange is to go down the color wheel towards orange, towards the grays. Yeah, because orange is surrounded by cool colors. And finally, it's going to go boop, hit that little patch right down the middle there. Should probably use a cloud brush. I actually have a decent cloud brush. If I can find it, there it is. The edge is a little easier to get with the cloud brush. I also want to get the notes of blue, some blue peeking in there. I can see the notes of blue peeking in, and that's not an accident either. Nathan wanted that for that really powerful, punchy contrast. Okay, now I want to get those notes of on the darks of the tree. I'll get to a new brush. And that's pretty much a dark blue or a gray version. Dark blue. Same here. This is a dark blue green happening. Gray down, blue green. Here you have a slightly bright yellow green happening there. A little more yellow green with accents of warm. That little piece of tree by the bush. And finally this little patch of light that's happening there. And then we can get these accents, boom, 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 boom. And then the birds, boom, 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 coming through. Okay, so that's pretty much the background, back to front. Now next I'm going to do the buildings. So I'm going to try my best to get the notes. Now when I look at the buildings, I see two shapes, the shadow and the light. And I'm going to treat it as all the same plane of space. Well, I take that back. I'm going to go this patch first. Well, no, you know what? I'm going to do the shadow, the patch of shadow. So I'm just going to, this dark shadow shape, I'm going to start, looks like it's starting at pinky gray. It's like a dark pinky gray right here. Again, it goes to like a greeny gray. It's not gray enough. it's quite. This greeny gray. Then it goes to this kind of blue gray. Over here, a lighter bluer gray. There you go. On this side, this side of the shadow. And it continues over here. The statue has a shadow as well. I want to note that. And the dust underneath, we're going to get that on the second pass. Yeah, I kind of want to, I think this is how Nathan intended this to be seen, is that the dominant shadow, and then I'm going to go slightly warmer, dark. Dark orangey brown. It's too dark. It's not gray enough. The shadow of the brown building inside, underneath the roof there, over here, and same here. And then the shadow, or the dark patch of green, see more of a yellow green. Yeah, the local color of green is quite dark. So that's why I'm grouping it with the dark shapes. And I'm sure that's not by accident either. This door, I consider this door part of the shadow shape. More color shifting here. See, now I can add some color accents within. I blocked in the shape of the door. Look at all the beautiful accents, the greens, the purples, the pinks happening here. It's just crazy. It's crazy what's happening here. You can get very intimidating, for sure, if you don't understand gradations and you try to just copy one for one without the knowledge. You're going to be in trouble. You're going to be here a while. So here I'm just really trying my best just to get really good, the real good transitions, the color notes, the ways the color shifts from one to another, from purple to blue to green and so on, from blue to orange like it's happening here. So it's the wonderful transitions that I want to note. That's all I care about at this point, is the color notes and the color transitions. That's all I care about. That's all I want to focus on right now. Some more of that green happening there. It's more yellow, actually. More saturated than that. There's some greens happening in here. Because green is so dark, it can be grouped with the shadow like I'm doing here. You see how when we work this way, how beautiful the result is starting to become. We're starting to really see the beautiful shape starting to read. Now I want to get that little nugget back there. And I think I'll address the statue last. I'll go for the statue last. It's in the foreground. So there's a little nugget of space. I want to address that real quick. So I see a blue-gray sky. Slightly lighter blue-gray. And a touch of this orange coming through. And a touch of that shadow shape coming through. That's pretty much it. Just want to note that little shape back there. And then the rest we'll do with the bounce light coming through. Okay, so those are my shadow notes. Next, the buildings and light. So it clearly goes from yellow to red here. Real simple. Let's try that. Try a yellow. It's actually very similar to this yellow up top. It's very close. It's a little bit warmer, a little bit darker at the bottom. By warmer, I mean more orange, a little more orange at the bottom. And then it's starting to really vibrate right here as it gets into this really rich, saturated orange. Which is not looking right at the moment. There it is. Some more red orange happening there at the border. A lot of nice color shifts happening there. The light side, so then over here, more light side. There's a subtle transitioning happening in this light shape, going from a purple, a slight purple. Oh, that's too purple. Maybe over here, it's too bright. There it is, going from like a purple light color. There's again subtle transition happening there. It's a lighter, pinker transition. And I'm having trouble with the brush again. I could definitely use a custom brush for this. Okay, next over this side. Well, let's do this side too. This side's like a patchy gray. Over here. With some accents. I'm going to come back with the accents and another pass. Just want to get the notes right. So here this building gradates from the ground, yellowy ground, to this orange color, to the red roof. We don't want to ignore the red roof. So we're going to make that roof red in a second. Just want to note the shape. Make sure the shape is there. So I know this needs correction over here. This needs some correction over here. A little bit of shadow shape needs to be corrected. And again, I'll probably have to address that in the drawing. So I'm just going to redraw that. So fortunately, this is digital. I can do that. It's a piece of cake. This was traditional. I'd have to live with that. So that's okay. Okay, so again, back to orange. I think this is much more saturated. The richest orange happens right here. Right here in this dark area. Actually happens here too. So the richness, the orange, the warmth of this painting is really coming to play here on this building, on this side of the composition. You can clearly see the gradation happening from the ground to the building. And the building's actually more red, so let's bring in the red. And okay, that looks pretty good. It's close. I'm going to mix in some of the orange that we already have. See how that works? It's looking pretty good. It's okay. Again, this custom brush would probably help me a lot here. Okay, so that's that building. I'm going to have to come back with a smaller brush and add the details and things. Subtle details, but it's really not that necessary, but I think I just like to add them there to help the drawing. A lot of stuff happening here. Back here. The color notes were getting away from me there in that section. Okay. So now I'm going to do the ground before I do the character. So first, or the statue. So first, block in this section of ground with just a light color. Then I'm going to block in that dark shadow. I can't really see a temperature, to be honest with you, in that shadow, so I'm just going to assume it's cool. Warm light equals cool shadow, so I'm going to add some cool to it around here. There you go. A little bit of cool happening there, and over here as well. Okay, now I'm going to attempt to get that glowy edge. It's kind of tricky. You need really accurate color shifts to get that cool glowy edge look. Really punching in that edge where the colors meet. And then finally, let's do a pass of texture brush. And we'll try to get that textury sand feel. It's going to be tough with this brush, but I'm going to try my best. Again, we don't need to be perfect. We just want to get the right notes. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just want to get decent color notes. Then I'm going to use a little dust brush. I believe this is it. I have like a brush that has like some cool dust. There, it's close. Just going to splash that in to match the texture. It's not working that great for some reason. And we're pretty much complete here. We just got to do the statue. The ground is okay. I tried to get that glowy edge, but the idea is there. It's not the best looking version of it. And so finally for the statue, I'm just going to block in the light and shadow shape first. So I'm going to block in, looks like a green. Oops, it's the wrong look. There it is. Here's the location. Looks like it goes from a green shadow. So this statue has some wonderful color transitions. They're quite gorgeous. I'm looking at them now, trying to analyze them. I'm going, wow. It goes from green to like this light blue. So this is just, this statue alone is really a testament to Nathan's skill. My God, this man is so brilliant with this stuff. Can't say enough about him, and I'm sure Nathan would be the first to credit hard work, which is true. So Nathan's also famous for doing these studies, one study a day for at least 15 years. So it's no surprise. There really is no secret to getting good with color or getting good with art or anything. Really no mystery. You just got to get your butt out there and grind them out. Get that mileage. That's why I always say, get that damn mileage. It's your only hope to understanding this stuff. Gotta grind these things out. I'm not totally happy with this statue, but it's going to have to do for now. I probably wouldn't even get this accurate if I was doing this in traditional. Now I'm just going to take one last detail pass with the detail brush and just kind of correct some edges where they need to be corrected a little bit. Because the edges do look a little mushy. I don't like that. Some edges need to come harder. Some edges need to go softer. Some shapes need to be defined, like this door a little bit. So I'm going to do that now. These windows. So this is pretty much as detailed as I want to get. Again, it's going to be just a study of the color. I think it's okay. Could have did a little better. Don't want to spend too long on the video here, so we're going to cut this stream off. Cut this stream off at this stage here. Yeah, it's okay. We got some of the notes. Some have been exaggerated. Others have not. But yeah, this is just another example of how we can do color studies and how we pay attention to the gradients instead of the individual colors. So this is a quick little study from Nathan. And I would encourage you to look up more of his work. He's a wonderful wonderful colorist, definitely an expert, one of the top guys that I know, and I'll be looking to his work for a long, long time to come. Okay, so that's it for this video. I want to thank you for watching, and just want to make one quick announcement. So, as some of you know, have been to the new website. I'm planning to release a sketchbook. So this will be my first sketchbook. It's going to be called Feel My Pain. It's going to be my journey learning painting, starting with watercolor. So you can kind of go through the last few years that I had to go through to learn this stuff, to become familiar with color, to begin my transition from drawing to painting. And it was not the easiest experience. So there was a lot of pain on the way. So it's a fun story told in watercolor. So that's coming in May 2014. So if you're already a newsletter subscriber, you'll get announcements to that. Otherwise, you just visit our new web store at learn-howtodraw.com/store, and there you'll be able to find information on how to pre-order the book when it's ready, or how to place your order when it's finally released. So yeah, look for my watercolor sketchbook for sale next month in May. So that's it for this video. I want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this live stream. And as always, leave a comment below. Let me know what videos you'd like to see next, what content you'd like to see next, or what free live stream classes you'd like to see next. And until next time, get out there, get that mileage. And I'd like to see you do some studies from Nathan as well, and post your results either in the comments or on the Facebook. So until next time.